Let's just go ahead and attack. Wait. Wait. No! What did I do? I attached the energy on Ting-Lu EX.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel.
This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGLstore.com. In today's video, I'll be showcasing Ting-Lu EX from the new PALDEA Evolved expansion set. This card is super disruptive thanks to its ability Cursed Land. As long as this is in the active spot, the abilities of your opponent's Pokemon are disabled if they have damage counters on them. However, this does not work on EX Pokemon. This ability is so powerful that if you manage to spread damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon early game, in most cases you may just completely shut down your opponent's setup and they may just concede right away. There are a few ways to spread damage to your opponent's Pokemon. First is with the Gape Jaw Bog Stadium. Each time either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand onto their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if you have this, even if your opponent is just starting their setup, you will be adding those damage counter each time they put their basic Pokemon on their bench. Second is with Holucha with the Flying Entry ability. When you put this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Third is with the help of Radiant Alakazam, with its Painful Spoons ability allowing you to transfer up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. This is great for spreading those damage counters to their Pokemon with abilities. And finally, Ting-Lu EX actually has an attack that combos nicely with its ability. For 3 fighting energy, Land Scoop deals 150 damage, and you also put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. While there are other ways to put damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, these are what we will be utilizing in this deck. One challenge you might have with Ting-Lu EX, however, is energizing its attack, because naturally, since you would want Ting-Lu to stay in your active spot, might as well have it attack while it's doing its thing with its ability. So to help with this, I added a few Gutsy Pickaxe, which lets you look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a fighting energy, you can attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. But if it's not an energy, you simply draw that card. I also have a couple Koraidon EX with the Dino Cry ability. This will allow you to accelerate up to 2 basic fighting energies to any of your basic fighting type Pokemon in any way you like. However, your turn will end. And a few ways to discard some energies is with the help of Ultra Ball, Professor's Research, or if possible you can even use Squawkabilly EX's ability, Squawk and Seize. And you can only use this on your very first turn, but you can discard your entire hand and then draw 6 cards. Not only will this help you draw extra cards, but maybe this can help you discard a bunch of energy so that you can use Koraidon EX's ability at the end of your very first turn. And this can also attack with Motivate, which deals 20 damage, and then you can also attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. But you never want to do this unless you have no other choice, because this will probably just get knocked out. So as long as you can discard some energies on your very first turn, you can accelerate at least 2 energies onto Ting-Lu EX with Koraidon's help. And of course, Koraidon can also attack with Wild Impact for 2 fighting and 1 colorless energy. This attack deals 220 damage, but it can't attack during your next turn. To add further disruption is with the help of Spiritomb. It has an ability that turns off abilities of all basic V Pokemon, but this also includes yours. And I also have MIMIKYU with the Safeguard ability, which prevents attack damage done to it by your opponent's Pokemon V or EX. And sometimes you can get auto wins if your opponent only uses all V or EX Pokemon attackers in their deck. And as a failsafe, I added 1 copy of Decidueye V because it has some awesome attacks. Mountain Hunt allows you to find any 2 cards from your deck, and Close Quarter Shooting allows you to deal 100 unblockable damage. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 1 copy of Penny, which allows you to put one of your basic Pokemon and everything attached to it back to your hand. And finally, I also have Rock Chestplate. This tool card reduces the attack damage done to the Pokemon with this equipped by 30 damage. So the main strategy for this build is to prevent your opponent from using their Pokemon's abilities and hopefully also prevent them from setting up. And when you can power up Ting-Lu EX's attack early enough, you may just be able to put enough pressure on your opponent to make them concede. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. Now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Ting-Lu EX.
Alright, so my opponent wins the coin flips. They are going first, but we're gonna start with a Ting-Lu EX in the active spot, which is not a bad start for us. We also got Squovit and a bunch of really nice support cards. And since my opponent's going first, we can actually use a lot of the support cards on our hand, which is really nice. And we're going up against Arceus V. First of all, Arceus V is weak against fighting, and we can actually prevent it from using the Star Breath ability. But we just have to find out how to put some damage on this. I could probably use boss orders and then find a way to maybe get Holucha. But they're starting off with a Squovit as well and Bidoof. If we can get some damage on those two, we can prevent them from even drawing extra cards on their next turn. So Gape Jawbog Stadium is perfect for any other basic Pokemon they put in play. But first, let's go ahead and start with Arven. I think I could use this to get Kricketune V. Let's make sure we have all the cards we need here. Alright, and we also have our Forest Seal Stone. For now, I'll use Ultra Ball. And maybe we can thin out our hand a little bit here so we can draw extra cards with Kricketune. Get rid of these two, and maybe we can accelerate some energies with Koraidon EX. But first and foremost, we gotta get our Kricketune V, Forest Seal Stone, and then play Gape Jawbog Stadium. Then we can use our Squovit. Penny's good. Draw 2 extra cards with Exciting Stage. Alright, cool. We got a Koraidon. Really nice. And then that will take effect. Gape Jawbog. Put 2 damage counter on our basic. But what I really want to do is put some damage counters on those supporter cards on my opponent's bench at least. But we can always just use our Squawk ability. We can only use this on our first turn anyways. 2 damage counters. Discard our entire hand. Hopefully we can draw into something here. Dude, we got a Holucha. That is insane. Let's go. Okay. Very nice. So now we can use Flying Entry. Put 1 damage counter each. 1 on their Squovit and 1 on Bidoof. That will put damage counter on Gape Jaw. With the Gape Jaw. And we only have 1 energy. I could probably just put 1 on Ting-Lu. Use Koraidon to accelerate another energy. And then on the next turn, we can just accelerate this one in our hand onto Ting-Lu EX. And then be able to attack. And since we're hitting for weakness, we can actually knock out their Arceus V. They're going to use Judge. So there's no way for them to remove our Ting-Lu EX out of the active spot. They could use Escape Rope. But even if they evolve into Bibarel, they can't use either Squovit or any draw option here. And even if they attack with Arceus V, they're not going to knock us out. And that's just going to... they're shut down. There it is. This deck is stupid. Alright. Good game. Oh, man. Alright, so my opponent loses the coin flip. We are going first, but we had to mulligan because we didn't have any basic. But we're going to start with the Spiritomb in the active spot. It turns off all the Pokemon's abilities, both yours and your opponent's. So it's pretty disruptive, especially when you mix it with Ting-Lu EX, but it's not always very effective because there's a lot of EX Pokemon combined with the V Pokemon. We're gonna get a Ting-Lu EX from our top deck, which is pretty nice. It's good to always get it into the active spot, but right now there's no way for us to deal any damage counters. I could put an energy to Spiritomb so that I can retreat into Ting-Lu, and this Nest Ball puts your Pokemon straight onto your bench, so we can't really use Holucha. So I'm just gonna get Koraidon for now. What I'm gonna do is just attach an energy to Spiritomb, retreat into Ting-Lu, and then I'm just gonna use Dino Cry to accelerate that energy to Ting-Lu. So, I mean, it's a start, and then all we have to do is just figure out how we can put some damage counters to my opponent's Pokemon. They're going to use Radiant Greninja to draw extra cards maybe, but they can't evolve their Interex Caliber just yet because it's their first turn. But as long as we can put damage counter on either of those two, we should be okay. Just prevent them from setting up is basically the goal, and speed is the key to this deck. If you can get those damage counters spread to your opponent's Pokemon, that's best. Although I always forget that Ting-Lu, its ability doesn't affect EX Pokemon. So if your opponent uses EX Pokemon with abilities, then you're pretty much, you have to figure out another way around your strategy, because that's the limitation to Ting-Lu EX's abilities. But for me, that's a good thing, because you can't have a broken card. Otherwise, everybody's just gonna be using it, and then, you know, if whoever sets up Ting-Lu first, then that guy wins. You know what I mean? So it's good that they have limits. So they have Chien-Pao EX. This is a Chien-Pao EX Rexcalibur combo. And we could actually use their Pokestop Stadium. Other energy, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use their Pokestop Stadium. We got Gutsy Pickaxe. We lost Thornton though, but we have Ultra Ball. What I could do is actually just discard these energies and use Koraidon again, because we can't attack this turn again anyways, because we don't have enough energies. So I'm just gonna use up Arven, get Escape Rope, and then we can switch out if we need to. I'll just get a Rock Chestplate and just put some extra defense on our Ting-Lu. And we have Gutsy Pickaxe. We can try and accelerate an energy. Dude, we got an energy. Let's go. So that's an extra energy on Koraidon EX, which is really nice. Use Ultra Ball, get rid of these two. And then we can accelerate it with Koraidon. Gonna use Hawlucha, put some damage counters on both my opponent's Pokemon here on the bench. So Flying Entry, we'll put 1 damage counter each. And then I'm just gonna use Dino Cry. Just probably put 2 of these. I can attack their Radiant Greninja, knock it out. But at least with Ting-Lu in the active spot, even if they evolve into Rexcalibur, with that damage counter, they will not be able to use its ability to accelerate energy onto their Chien-Pao. So we are protected. We are not, even though Chien-Pao does not get affected by this ability, at least Rexcalibur will not be able to accelerate energy. So we should be able, at least we can survive an attack here. Although if they have enough energy to put on Radiant Greninja, they can attack and knock out both our Spiritomb and our Hawlucha. So they have Kyogre. I don't see any real threat to this one, but never underestimate their Pokemon though. Just gonna use Professor's Research. Very nice. We got Gutsy Pickaxe. Let's go ahead and use that. We got Switch. Put an energy to Koraidon and Rock Chestplate to add extra defense. And I'm just gonna Land Scoop to knock out this Radiant Greninja, and I'll just put extra damage to their Chien-Pao, making it, just trying to make it, or soften it, so that we can easily knock it out maybe in the next few turns. So as long as Ting-Lu is in the active, they should not be able to use their Rexcalibur unless they have anything to push out our Ting-Lu EX. But as of right now, we should be safe and they cannot attack us, and we're just gonna continue to knock out their Pokemon. Lumineon V, they should be able to use that though, right? They should be able to use that. But we are putting some pressure on our opponent for sure. And there it is, there's a scoop. Okay, I'll take it. And that's the effect of Ting-Lu EX, man. Alright, my opponent wins the coin flip and they've decided to go first. We're gonna start with a Kricketune V in the active spot. Got Cape Jawbog Stadium. Ting-Lu EX! Yo, this is a mirror match! Okay, I have actually, during my testing, I have confronted a few Ting-Lu EX mirror matches and they just overwhelmed my deck. So I did include a few things in my deck that, or in my build, that kind of at least puts us on even ground against other Ting-Lu EX builds. So we got our Ting-Lu EX, and And that Gape Jawbog Stadium is a little bit difficult to handle there. Just gonna use Gutsy Pickaxe. We got Penny, okay. We have our Nest Ball. Just gonna get Koraidon. Hopefully we can get extra energies here somehow. Put extra defense with the rock chest plates. And there's really not much I could do, so I'm just gonna Dino Cry these 2 energies onto Ting-Lu EX. And that's why Professor's Research is a very useful card to use. It's just really nice, really good card to discard your entire hand. Although, gotta be careful what you're discarding too, though. Can't just callously use it to discard everything. But you have to plan it out. But that got us 2 energies on the Ting-Lu EX, so we can even start attacking earlier than our opponent. Although, they also have Koraidon EX, and these 2 are just a great pair. But, yeah, they can accelerate 2 energies. They have Howlucha. So now I can't use my Kricketune V's ability, actually. So that's not good. And yeah, Lost City included in this deck is actually pretty good. There's a few ways that you can use it wisely, you know, because it is a double-edged sword. And if you can prevent your opponent from setting up their Pokemon in some way, that can go a long way. But now our Ting-Lu EX is fully energized. I will use Penny to get my Kricketune V out. That way I can draw extra cards, removing its damage counters. We're gonna use Exciting Stage. We got Radiant Alakazam. Okay, Alakazam. I mean, both of us are dealing 150 damage, minus 30 for our opponent, because I'm just gonna add these damage counters with Alakazam. That way I can knock this guy out earlier. So 170, and then put 2 damage counters on their Koraidon EX. So yeah, looks like, yeah, we're looking good. So 1 more damage here, because their Howlucha is pretty much useless at this point. It's just doing its thing on the bench. So we have 220, 150, okay. Now we can't use our Radiant Alakazam's ability. I don't know why they didn't put it on Kricketune V. MIMIKYU is good, but dude, they can also turn off its ability though. I mean, I could put their Koraidon EX in the active as well. Exciting Stage, draw 2. Spiritomb. Okay, we got an Ultra Ball. Let's see what we could do here. Spiritomb, I don't think it's going to be useful because I don't think they have any V Pokemon in their deck. So, let's see, there's not a lot of choice here. I could just get another Ting-Lu EX or Skwovet. But we don't have any cards to shuffle into our deck, so we can't use it right now. But it could be useful in the next turn. Painful Spoons, I could just transfer these over here. Slowly but surely, maybe we can just knock it out by transferring damage. Because right now their Koraidon EX does not have any energies as well. They have Iono, but that also helps us out. And that even got us 4 Sealstone. Let's go. Okay. So 4 Sealstone, we're going to attach that to Kricketune V. You just get any 1 card from the deck. You can even get a switch or something. We have a bunch of Gutsy Pickaxe. Yeah, I really had a difficulty balancing a lot of the cards in this deck. But I've seen a lot of builds that just kind of center around those draw options by using those items. But I opted to just add a draw engine, and by means of Kricketune V and Skwovet. So it makes this deck a little bit more consistent than some other builds that I've seen. One thing I would probably remove is Spiritomb. I don't know, the usefulness of that card is not as useful, but there are some instances where it could be, because V Pokemon is basically being replaced by a lot of EX Pokemon now. Just huge HP and less prizes that your opponent takes. Alright, so they transfer damage counters to our Mimikyu, which now its ability doesn't work. So that's a little bit concerning, but we can actually, at least we can switch out our Koraidon EX and continue to attack. Maybe we can even prevent that Alakazam from using its ability. So I'm just gonna use Forest Seal Stone and see what's the best thing to get here. Can get Iono, but I'll just get an Escape Rope. We don't have a switch, so this is our best option. I could use that, push out their Koraidon, get our Koraidon EX back, and then just continue to attack with our Ting-Lu. We have full HP, so I mean 20 damage counters. We have more than their Ting-Lu. Let's just put it that way. Alright, so I think I'll just put this in the active spot and just continue to attack. We can get a knockout here. And then I can put damage counter on their Alakazam so they can't use their ability. But we can because they don't have any Ting-Lu in the active spot. So I'm just going to transfer all those damage from Koraidon EX because it doesn't affect Koraidon. And slowly but surely, we're going to just knock out their Ting-Lu EX with full energies on them. If I attack though, yeah, I'll just attack. Land Scoop, 150, knocking out their Holucha, and I'm going to put the damage counter on their Radiant Alakazam. And we'll decide whether or not to knock out their Ting-Lu because we want to keep that damage counter on their Alakazam to prevent it from transferring the damage counters from our Pokemon. Alright, so now they have Ting-Lu EX in the active spot. We can actually just knock it out with our Ting-Lu. And without any energies on their other attackers, we should be safe, hopefully, unless they have something. Okay, Drapion V is gonna be useless in this matchup because we don't have any strike Pokemon. And yeah, Ting-Lu EX is actually pretty good against Mew V because it's weak against Grass, not Psychic. So you have a few counters that actually go against the Mew V Max build that Drapion V could just be an excess. But that's my opinion. So they're gonna attack my Ting-Lu EX. Got 2 escape ropes there already. Can get a knockout, but I'm just worried that my opponent will have something up their sleeve and continue to attack. There's really not much we can. I mean, I could use Thornton, but nothing useful to switch out our Pokemon. So I'm just gonna Nest Stash for now. And we got an Arven, okay. Let's use Exciting Stage first. Nest Ball. Do I need to use Arven? Let's go ahead and use that. See what we got. Gutsy Pickaxe is good, actually. And a Rock Chest Plate. Okay. Extra defense. I mean, I could put it on Koraidon EX. I don't think it'll help, but, you know, whatever. We got Thornton again. Okay, that's fine. So we really can't do anything else this turn, so I'm just gonna Land Scoop to knock out their Ting-Lu. That will put it in the Lost Zone. And yeah, we can't use our Alakazam because of their Ting-Lu EX. So yeah, this is a battle of disruption. So I'm just gonna Land Scoop, knocking out their Ting-Lu in the active, and we're gonna put damage counter on Koraidon EX. Alright, the reason why I did that because if I use our Koraidon EX to attack, at least it's within knockout range, even if we don't use our Radiant Alakazam to transfer damage counters. So Koraidon EX can only deal 220 damage. So with that damage counter, we can hit it for the damage we need to knock out their Koraidon EX. But with it in the active spot, we can attack, knock out our Ting-Lu EX, but we can also knock them out with our own Koraidon EX. So this is a pretty pretty even matchup. Although we are ahead in price because we did get a knockout on Holucha. But yeah, this is an interesting mirror match for sure. We pretty much have the same strategy, but a lot of them are not working because of, like I said, Ting-Lu EX's ability is limited only to non-EX Pokemon. I'll just get another Ting-Lu and start energizing it. Use Squobit. Got a Gape Jawbog Stadium. Use Exciting Stage for. I don't know if I want to use Gape Jawbog. Dude, we got Iono. Okay. Could use Iono. Let's see what we got here. What can we do? Just Palpad this boss orders in Penny. Maybe we can recover one of our Pokemon. Even Radiant Alakazam. Yeah, let's go ahead and use Painful Spoon. We can use Painful Spoons. And then I'm just gonna transfer one damage counter to their Ting-Lu EX. And I don't know if I want to use Iono. Let's just go ahead and attack. Wait. No! What did I do? I attached the energy on Ting-Lu EX. Oh! I was supposed to put that on Koraidon EX. Oh, what a dummy. Oh! Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that was really dumb. So I was so into what I was doing that I forgot to put that energy on Koraidon EX. We would have gotten a knockout too. But no, I wasn't paying attention. And my opponent's transferring damage counters to our Koraidon EX. They're using Drapion VSTAR's ability to paralyze, so we can't even retreat if we wanted to. Oh, man, and then that was it. Wait, could I have used Dino Cry? Oh, I didn't even use Dino Cry. Unbelievable. Wait. Okay, wait. So at least their Koraidon EX could not attack because they just attacked last turn, right? Alright, we might still be in this. Could we switch out of Koraidon? Dude, we got Penny! Penny! Yes! Penny! Let's go! Oh, we needed Penny! Unbelievable! Oh, man! Squovid has done it again! Saving our Koraidon EX from... Oh, man, okay. Well, we're gonna put our Ting-Lu in the active spot, and Gape Jawbog will put that damage on Koraidon EX. Dude, that Penny. Squovid! You're the best! Oh man, I love Squovid. Alright, cool. So we're still in this game. I'm gonna go ahead and just use Dino Cry. I think that's the best option. Transferring those. Yeah, we're gonna keep Ting-Lu, and then they shouldn't be able to knock us out because we have extra defense. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use Dino Cry and then put 2 energies on Koraidon. We have 1 energy or 2 energies in our hands, so we could just accelerate those on our next turn, regardless of what my opponent does here. Hopefully they don't target my Koraidon EX. They're gonna use Professor's Research, so that's great. So they're not gonna boss anything. Koraidon EX is dealing 220 damage, minus 30, thanks to Rock Chest Plate. And yeah, I went for the more defensive. So with the, what is that? The one that adds HP, that one's Bravery Charm. There. You can add HP, but considering that there are Pokemon that actually hits for less damage, so it just doesn't consider your HP. It's more your defense. It just lowers your opponent's attack every time they attack. So I think the defensive aspect to it goes a long way. But then again, it only affects normal attack. But when it comes to damage counter spread, I think the Bravery Charm is a little bit more helpful. So I guess there's a pro and con to either one of those tool cards. But I went for a more defensive approach with the Rock Chest Plate. They're going to use the Hawlucha to add damage counters to our Mimikyu. But we used up our penny already, so we can't really save our Mimikyu. That could add an extra prize to our opponent's in this prize exchange. So I am a little worried about that. But they're gonna attack. Our Ting-Lu EX survives an attack, which is really awesome. And if we only had another way to get our Ting-Lu EX out of the active and attack with Koraidon, that would be awesome. But Ting-Lu EX has a massive 4 retreat cost, which is really bad. So I'm just gonna use Nest Dash here. Got a Hawlucha. Exciting stage. Got a boss's orders. Okay. We could stall a little bit with boss's orders, I guess. And Drapion VSTAR is actually weak against fighting. If we can knock out one of their Pokemon here, let me just put Drapion VSTAR. It has 3 retreat costs. If they don't have any way to retreat it, we should be safe. For the meantime, I'm just going to use Dino Cry to put another energy on Ting-Lu EX. That's going to get us ahead in prize, and everything else should be within knockout range. Except for Ting-Lu with that extra HP. But if we knock out Drapion VSTAR with our Ting-Lu, knocking it out with a single hit because it is weak against fighting, we should be fine. Oh, they have a switch though. Okay. So they got out of that one. They're gonna get a knockout against our Ting-Lu EX. And our Koraidon EX is within knockout range with our opponent's Koraidon EX because it deals 220 damage. So now they actually get 3 prizes because of that damage counter. So how are we gonna get out of this one? Bro, okay. This is a close one. Dude, a boss's orders! We need 3 more prizes. Can we, what can we do here? Okay. I don't know if they have any other switching options. If they ran out, I could just knock out their VSTAR. And what I'm gonna do is transfer damage on their Hawlucha. And I'm just gonna stall a little bit with their Drapion. And then I can add damage counter with Hawlucha. So as long as they get stuck here, they have 3 more cards left in their deck. Maybe we could just trap them and then have them deck out. That's our only win option. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and use Exciting Stage, draw 2. Gutsy Pickaxe, okay. They have 2 Escape Rope and a few Switch. So, I think they're out. Dude, we got an energy, but... Okay. No attackers on the bench. Just gonna end my turn. So, my only win condition with this one, I guess, is if I can transfer damage counters to Hawlucha, knock it out, and then knock out their Drapion VSTAR, we can get our last 3 prizes. So as long as we can keep this Drapion VSTAR in the active, I think we're safe. That'll be our last knockout. Okay, we are at a race here. We are in a race because they're doing the same thing. They just need to knock out 1 Pokemon on our end, and then they're gonna win this one. We got a Ting-Lu EX. Ting-Lu EX. I could prevent them from transferring those damage counters. Let me go ahead and just Yeah, let me transfer these to Holucha, because we're still gonna win the race here. Even if they do the same, we're ahead, because we're basically the same, because my Holucha has 40 damage. I just need to transfer one more damage counter to their Holucha, get one knockout, and then Koraidon will finish off their Drapion VSTAR. But I'm gonna have to wait it out. I could even attack with Ting-Lu EX, to be honest with you. So I'm not gonna knock out their Drapion VSTAR just yet. I'm probably just gonna use Dino Cry to accelerate energy to Ting-Lu EX. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use Squovit. We got an energy. Look at this. Energize our Ting-Lu. Draw 3 extra cards with Cricketune V. Okay. Lost City. Yeah, I'm just gonna Dino Cry. Let's go. Let's do this. Put energies on our Ting-Lu EX. And we're just gonna end our turn. So, it's here. This is it. They can't knock out our Koraidon EX unless they transfer damage counters to it and then attack with their Koraidon, but they have to switch out. They have 2 switch and 2 escape ropes. That's 4 switching options. With all those item cards, I don't think they have any more than that. More than 4 is, I think, too much. Alright, they're gonna put energy to Drapion V so that there's 2 now. They need 3 to retreat this guy. They're gonna use Iono, so they are not gonna deck out. Okay. But they're pretty much doing almost the same thing we are. They're going to target Holucha. If they can knock out our Holucha, they're gonna win this game. If they can get Drapion V out of the active, attack with Ting-Lu, they could just win this game. They just need one more. They just need one more prize. But can they get Drapion VSTAR out? They had the last card onto their hand. No, they don't have anything. That's it. You know, I could transfer damage counter with Radiant Alakazam and attack with Koraidon EX. But since this is a Ting-Lu EX showcase, yeah, I think we're good. We can just finish off their Drapion VSTAR, which is weak to fighting, dealing 300 damage, and then put that 2 damage counter on their Holucha, and that will get us our last 3 prizes for the win. Dude, that was a really close game. If they didn't have Drapion VSTAR in their deck, I think they would have gotten this just by using sheer force, but we had the upper hand. I think our draw option was a little bit stronger. But yeah, that was a pretty close game. I think both builds are really good. And yeah, man, thank you so much for this game. Good game.
And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.